These are the kind of charts you like to see. Look at this. All right, right here. Picture perfect. This is what we want to see. Could be a spicy entry. Have those levels ready, guys. This is absolutely a top watch for me at market open. I mean, this is already in these two candles 20%. This stock was on the watch list today. We are up 50% from that watch list entry. And what was beautiful about this one is, would you look where it bounced? We're green, baby. We are green this morning. This is how you make money. That's 28% in 3 minutes. I mean, can't get any easier than that, right? What's up, everybody? Welcome to live trading with Amma Jamma. It's CPI day, and we are rip in. Let's immediately get into the charts today. Whoever's not here, they're just going to have to miss it. I'm not going to wait. I want to get right to it because there's a lot going on. We'll start with the SPY. Bull flagging up after an initial pop from better than expected CPI earnings. A couple things to consider when it comes to the SPY and CPI and overall longevity of these rips. CPI has, for the last 5 months, been extremely bullish with strong moves. We've had moves as much as 18 points. We're only at about, 4 points right now? 2.5 points now. We were at peak of 4 points. Interesting how we are starting to come down here. So what are we going to look for at market open? First of all, we do not want these stupid MAs on, and we do not want our VWAP on. All right, so obviously we're seeing this trend line right here. We're on the, I'm on the 1 minute. I'm going to flip it to the 5 minute. And then if you look at a little longer term chart, you can see where we hit our head. We did break over that 412.93, that 413 area that I had considered was some pretty major resistance and support right here. So if we zone this in here and look, let me delete a lot of this from yesterday that we don't need, which is this, and that. All right. So as you could see, that was a major support resistance from a few days ago. So immediately what we're looking at, first of all, is a break back over this area here. So we want to get that break and that hold of 412.80, 412.75 to really indicate the next leg up. So that's our bull entry right there. With a hold, not immediately first candle. If you are playing first candle right on the break, remember, be ready to sell quick. You've got to have those quick trigger fingers in that situation there. All right. On the flip side of this, if we look at the 15-minute chart, we've got a couple different areas I'm definitely looking at. Didn't mean to do that. Let's pull this back. First of all is this. If we pop across these three tops here, that's what I'm looking at as well. We're at a point of confluence right there, which is kind of, we ripped over it, had that impulsive move. So we need to have the retest. So areas we're looking at on a retest overall, we haven't been up this high in quite a while, but in general, on the upside, this 416, we've got 415 and then 416.10. We'll pop our 415 line on, and above that, obviously 416. But we're looking at that 415, and on the bearish side, we really don't have too much. It was a very impulsive move. So really, what I am looking at is, if we look at the 5-minute chart, is yesterday's numbers and this wick low from pre-market after on the sell-off just a few minutes ago. So a loss of this 411, I'm going to pop this red, a loss and hold of 411.56. And I think easily we can fill that. We could come down to pre-market low. Actually, I'm going to pull this down. This is our wick high from yesterday. Our high of day yesterday is about 411.19. That's the area I'm going to say I'm looking at for put entries. And in between these two areas, for the most part, is really what we want to watch for, not getting caught in anything. It's only about a point and a half distance in there. One thing else I do want to look at is our fibs here. What our fibs was of our impulsive move, and that one is an area to consider. It's 411.21, which is actually exactly our put entry. So remember, this red line is also our fibs entry. So in short, we're looking at above 412.80 for those calls with a hold, below 411.19 for the puts with a hold. If we hold that 412.80, 415 is our next area on the uptrend. after our 413.75, of course. And on the downtrend, if we lose 411.19, I'm looking at that 409.51 and then 408.50. Now, as far as long-term area, because it is CPI, there's a very, very wide range. Anything from in this entire area right here, I'm considering neutral. To be honest, we need to actually have that break below the 408.60 or the break above that 415. These 7 points in between is about the spread we're expected to move today. So those are our entries for the SPY. Let's pop on these top runners. CELZ had news. This one absolutely ripped right about 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. Did have a little bit of a pullback with a secondary push. I already have some lines on this. I'm just going to delete them. It really doesn't matter what they were from. So we're looking at 137. We want to see a bullish break above 137. That's obviously what we're looking at. And on the flip side, this would be our trend line. We would look for support pickup. So what I mean by that is at market open, if we start to do one of these and we attempt to break that 137 and can't, I would look for that bounce off that pickup, and that's where I would take a position. Or a bullish break above that 137 or $1.37 would be my secondary area I'm looking at. Because if you pop a fibs on, we have not pulled back even almost 25%, but we have not pulled back that 25%. We would like to hold in that area. And also let's identify our fibs just so we have it. Our fibs on this momentum breakout is almost 78 cents. So we'll pop that one on too, just so we're aware of our fibs. And so that's what I'm looking at on that. HTCR, another 100% mover here. Let me pop on the 15 on that. We're range bound. We've been trading sideways most of the day, not wanting to touch anything within this range here, unless it's a bounce off of that $1.70 area, and then we push back up. So that's what I'm looking at for the most part there. And then on the flip side of that, that bullish impulsive break up out of that 210 area, 210 to 215 area could be where I would consider that bullish entry. A break at 215 I like for an entry with that 235 wick high candle as our possible setup, or I would love to see us come down, test this area right here at our low support, and then take a bounce. If we were to do that, which is kind of what I would prefer for continuation, I would love to pull at least below 175, and then a push back up over 180 would be my entry in that situation here. So I'll pop this one and we will make this one a little dotted line so we know that's a go below and then push back over it entry. Yes, there are alerts on Discord, Jeremy. There's free alerts, and there is our premium subscription. We put out approximately, I would say 30 to 40 trades 20 trades on average minimum per day. In free, we usually do 4 to 5 per week. We have options and equity trades in the Discord. If you're interested in premium, go ahead and DM myself, Amajama, or OG Nikki, and we could help you out with that. Or just check out the free for now and see what you think. All right, so NCMI is another one that has broke out. We already had a couple nice pushes on this earlier today. This is one we actually played in the Discord. I didn't realize it hit 40 cents. I should probably sell mine because I did have an alert on this one earlier this morning. So it's definitely a top watch for me. Sorry, go. Here we go. Okay. So on this one, I'm going to measure this move, this impulsive break here. That's what I'm curious to look at here because we are starting to dip a little bit. I would prefer to see a pullback at least to 28 cents. The closer to 25 cents with a pickup of support, the better on that one. Or if we could get a break back up over 35 cents. And I think we could play that 35 to 40 cent area pretty well on this one. If we get some nice movement into market open. I want to check the float of this one. I just am curious to what the float is because that does matter a lot. 35 mil, nothing's fantastic on that one. So, all right. There we go. So those are three of the main trades I'm looking at. We got through pretty quick today, so I could actually chart a couple more. PBLA is one we played in the Discord a couple times, worked out really well on that one as well. We do so. I mean, I'm immediately looking at this area here on the 15-minute. We're hitting resistance through this area all the way up. So that's what I want to see the break above. That with this wick high candle right about here. That's approximately the area. If we get that volume pouring in pre-market, this would be approximately the area I would look at opening a position on this stock in general. I want to see us break out of that downtrend, because if you do put on the 1 minute, it's going to move the line like we expected, but we can establish it there. All right, so yeah, we've got these lower highs and lower lows throughout. So, but here we did come in with a higher low, so it could have been a bottom we're seeing here through this area as well. So this is, I'm just kind of watching this it's a little awkward of a wedge, but it is a wedge, and I would want to see us break above that 64 cents in order to consider any sort of an entry on that one. This one's been selling off pretty heavy. CYTO. This one ripped yesterday after hours. This was a good one yesterday. After hours, news based on news. So 192, 193. I want to see it break back up over this fib zone to start looking at an entry there on this one. And I got through charts pretty quick today. I'm going to go back to the SPY and see if we missed anything, because that's 5 or 6 charts. We've got CELZ. We've got our levels on that. We know what we're looking for on that one. HTCR as well. We are actually bouncing where I would like to see us bounce, to be honest. That's what we're looking at right there as well. This one's holding up. It's definitely this range bound area here. No, this is Webull. And then NCMI is selling off a little bit. I would love to see it come down and test this area here. You know, that's what I'm looking at. And that's right where we should pick up some support as well. So that's what we're looking at there. YVR, not really one I'm overly excited about, but if it is one you like to play and you are looking at, let me pop on the 15-minute, delete this old fibs from the other day. So if this is one you're looking at, because it is a secondary push after having an epic push a few days ago, looking about that 21 cents, 20.219 is the area where I would want to see us break, with volume, of course, coming in. Let me check the volume from our initial break a couple days ago. The first 15 minutes was, what is our volume here? Sorry, guys. 8 mil. So I'd want to see I would want to see 3 million to first minute. Honestly, I want to see 3 million first minute on this one here. And I would love to see pick up support at this triple bottom right here on the 15. Anyway, so let's pop on some minute charts and we'll get ready. Market's opening in a minute here. And we will go from there. Let me scroll these in a little bit. And then see what the SPY's doing right now. Okay, so SPY right now is starting to break over this resistance line that we were looking at. So there we go. So I wanted to have it set up. So this is an interesting area right here. I'm not really overly anxious to jump in any lower than our line we have drawn. However, if you are a scalper like me, I would want to see a rip and a break of that 412.20. That's where I would consider playing some calls, filling up to this upper line here. However, we know we can break down from that area. If you are in some of these swings, I suggest taking profits, locking some profits on those for sure. That's also very critical and as well. So I am fixing that. All right. And then I just want to check one contract for the people in Discord so I can update their play on this. We had a May 19th affirm. And okay, we are at 15. We're at 95, 96. Okay, so we have not hit that target yet. We had 97. All right. There we go. Let's check our top runners. See what we got going on with our levels. HTCR, we are dipping down to the zone we would love to see that bounce at. Again, if we pick up support here and we start to bounce, I like it above 180. NCMI is hanging out right between our two zones. PBLA is having that impulsive break and unable to break out of our wedge. And CYTO is just kind of hanging out, doing much ado about nothing. Nothing too exciting here, selling off on YTR. Let me go back to Cells because that was our top runner of the day. And it does have I believe Cells has a smaller cap, if I'm not mistaken, 13 mil float, not cap, float. Sorry, guys. So that's what I'm going to watch. If we don't get any movement from any of these the first minute or two, I'm going to immediately flip to the SPY and we'll trade some options contracts. We're not going to waste any time today because it is CPI day. All right, so we'll rip down below that area here. Nothing's acting too excited. We'll come back to these. We're going to the SPY. We're going to our options here. All right. Get that play here. So this is what I'm kind of watching this area here. I think we have a lot of indecision going on right now. The market kind of doesn't know what it wants to do, to be honest. So we're waiting and seeing here. I'm leaning bullish, to be honest. We are ripping on good, better than expected CPI data. So overall, I'm definitely leaning bullish on that personally, and we're gonna wait and see what happens over the next couple minutes here. Let's watch Tesla as well. Tesla, we have a very, very clear support resistance right here, and 3 wicks unable to break over that area. I want to see a strong push over that, perhaps a pickup of support in this area for that call. If we break over this candle 2/3 away, which would be 191.17, I like the 195. It's at $1.95 now. This is the contract I talked about. I will let you know if I take it. That's the contract. Again, I'm not in that Tesla play. I will let you know if I take it. I want to see another candle. If we see that candle push back up a third time, I'm going to take that contract. I've got it pulled up right now. Not in. Watching the chart here, see what happens. A lot of indecision, a lot of wicks here. SPY, same thing. We haven't hit that lower entry area here. And because we're kind of taking a couple minutes to get there, I'm going to get rid of this line. I don't like entry there. I want to see what the next couple minutes do. I'll play that one a little more cautious. All right, Tesla's losing the area here. This is why we're waiting for that confirmation. We didn't get it, so we will wait and see what happens here. We did lose our triple bottom here, but it could be liquidity pickup, and we push right back above that. We will wait and see. So as far as anything else for Tesla here, I mean, really, it ripped so hard that what goes up must come down. I'm probably looking for it to settle around this area right here, and if we lose that, we're coming down hard, and I would probably lean puts area. Again, SPY, not doing much of anything. I'm not going to force the trades on CPI days, guys. This is just how it is, unfortunately. We're going to take our time with these. AI is one I was actually interested in watching as well today. So you can see all these candles are engulfing. We had, this bearish candle, green tried to engulf it, another red, another green coming up halfway, and then a red engulfing again. This is definitely showing pretty bearish at this point. However, I'm not rushing into these again. I just want to remind you, I'm not rushing into these trades. I am taking my time. We could literally dump off here. I would be surprised if we dumped, to be fully disclosed honesty on this. So Tesla 190.15 or so is my incredibly risky call entry. A little bit safer would be that breaking that hold at 190.40. Both ways, not much ado about nothing at this point. Let me check our top gainers, ones we had charted. CELZ is not doing anything at the moment. HTCR sold off into oblivion, was great for a short. NCMI still doing much to do about nothing. PBLA did hit our entry of 63 cents to hit 64.9 for about a 2% gain. Um, if if you're not in this trade, I like it again if we break over 63. So I'll give you 63 cents is where I would like an entry here. If this candle starts immediately pushing back up, I pull this buy if we don't get up there in the next minute or so. I would pull that buy. It's a very fleeting buy. And then we've got that's our golden fib zone for CYTO. Neutral at best right now on that one. So nothing exciting going on, at least on the ones we had. I'm not looking at the other ones that are breaking out right now. I'm just talking about the ones we had already charted. Let me see with C3. So we've got some wicked volatility on these candles here. Tesla is this, nothing proven, nothing yet. Like I said, I want to see us over that 190.20 before I look at anything. SPY's starting to look like it wants to break out, to be honest. And again, if I do take SPY calls, I go one out of the money, same days. So it'd be the 413, which is the 77 cents right now. We'll put it in the comments. It doesn't mean I'm in the trade. I'm just giving you guys the contracts I have pulled up. All right. Check what a couple of these are doing. Moderna's one I was watching yesterday too. I kind of wish I would have swung it. We caught that one for about 100%. All right, so there's our Tesla entry right there. We did break over Tesla entry price. So if you were filling from that 190.20, we did get a wick over that area here. Please pay it very careful. I'm not in it. I did not fill. If we lose our wick low, I would immediately run the other way. Because that was simply just a wick. I'm not in it again. And the contracts that I was talking about, 195, they're at about $1.65 right now. Just watching these candles. Got a lot of indecision. Haven't proven that we want to start pushing up yet at this point. So we're definitely just watching right now. A lot of indecision, a lot of sideways trading, and we're not forcing anything. I don't care if we don't take a trade all morning, because money not spent is a win in the stock market. All right. SPY's trying to push up a little bit here, and it's getting a lot of wicks at the top of these candles here. Is something we definitely need to take notice on. We have increasing volume and starting to get a little bit of bullish with the increasing volume. So if that volume continues to increase some, we should get some nice movement. But it doesn't look like it's able to get there. Because on increasing volume, we're starting to sell off here. So let's see what these next couple candles do as far as the sell off. We're establishing this as well, these higher lows. As of right now, we could wipe that out in the next candle here. But on the 5-minute, we do have higher lows the first couple candles. So I'm watching that as well. That just got wiped out. As far as put entries, I'm very, very hesitant on put entries at the moment, guys. I am. That's me personally. But I do want to see what the next couple minutes do here with the SPY at our low area. Because, I mean, for the most part, as much as these candles look pretty massive, we're trading in a 50-cent range. It's nothing over the top. Like, wow, what a crazy move on the SPY. No, it's theta burning everybody that had weeklies for CPI. It's literally killing both sides of the fence. That's what it's doing. Because if you do SPY CPI and you only had that 0.5% move or less as market open there, it wasn't enough to make the payday worth the risk you put out. And that's just the reality of it. And after month after month after month of CPI data absolutely rocking the market, and I'm talking 10 to 18 point moves, you could go check. I wouldn't be surprised to see some just shit sideways action here. But we are watching. These candles aren't giving me nothing. We're not going to be in a hurry to take a trade. Again, guys, We're not going to be in a hurry to take a trade. We are super consolidated right now. Same thing on Tesla, super consolidated. SPY is outperforming Tesla. Tesla had a little bit of a sell-off before this sideways trading, and anyone that knows me said I was bearish on Tesla in the next little bit coming up, and that if we ripped into earnings, I believe we get absolutely destroyed on earnings. But we'll see. So we shall see what happens here. Firm sold off a couple percent. We opened up 97 cents on our contracts. We had for about 50% on that. And Moderna selling off hard. We got some hard sell-off candles there. And SPY. Okay, so we are picking up some lower low here's on the SPY. We did lose that little wick low. Obviously, I didn't take an entry there. I'm just kind of talking through. I'm being cautious, guys. I am being cautious. I will talk you through what the charts are doing. I'm not digging it though. All right, so we had peak candle on their sell-off here. We had high volume red sell-off candle here. Now we have two more candles, lower volume, consistent sell-off. So this is pretty bearish. These candles are pretty bearish for these few minutes here. So I think we get a couple more dump candles if this candle doesn't immediately push up to 411.40. I'm going to see a push up to 411.40 in the next few seconds or so, and our 411.40 is right about here. That's where we need to push up to, and we're already doing that. So I'm going to delete this line here because that was broke. And this line here, see, we're kind of holding that line. So we do have that engulfing candle a little bit. With Tesla doing the same little bit, nothing crazy. Again, I'm not in anything. And because I'm not in anything, we're going to jump over to Discord right now because there's nothing we're missing trading on. I don't want to miss the trades. Even our equity side, much ado about nothing today, guys. We can't force those trades. Nothing even hit an entry other than this for like 1%. I mean, there we go. Okay, CYTO did hit our 190 entry. We're at 215. So that's over 10%, 10 to 12% on CYTO. If you if it was me, I would be selling out of 75% of my position right now. I'm not a financial advisor and I cannot tell anyone what to do, but me personally, I would be selling partial position at this point here. Back to the SPY. We're still not doing much. I'm popping over to the Discord so we don't miss shit for our trades. Peace out, guys.